Oh god, this hangover. And also this album. But also this hangover. Good morning, metalheads of the internet, and welcome to a new episode of the Metal Meltdown. Today, we are looking at the debut album from End entitled Splinters from an Ever-Changing Face, which, as you may have guessed already, left quite a nice, sizable impact in my brain. Not because it's bad, for the record, but because it is so astonishingly heavy and violent. I mean, this thing just went to town on me. I honestly needed to get some Tylenol after listening to this. Comprised of members of Counterparts, Fit for an Autopsy, and Shai Hulud, this project's entire goal is to just mentally and physically devastate you, to dominate you even. With its consistently vicious, almost schizophrenic, metallic grind spiced with additional influences from more traditional hardcore punk, from black metal, from groove metal, from deathcore, very weird, genuinely bone-chilling samples, dissonant riffs and tones, a lot of elongated sections, creating anxiety, creating tension. I mean, if I went to somebody in Arkham Asylum and asked them to write a hardcore record, a grindcore record, I'm very certain it would sound like this. And it practically marinates in its own chaos as it just becomes objectively more insane and abrasive as time goes on. Evident through a track like Absence, which just radiates this psychotic, blackened power violence energy, or through Hesitation Wounds, which combines some chunkier, brooding, metallic hardcore, almost deathcore arrangements and drawls with some horrifying vocal samples and dissonant soundscapes, or through closing track Sands of Sleep, which manages to balance the band's monstrous sound with some more melancholic sounds and ideas, hearkening to some post-rock, even progressive flavors. I mean, it says a lot when the closest thing you get to breathing room on this record is in the form of a few songs that do tend to play a little bit closer to more traditional grindcore sounds and ideals. And even these numbers are obviously, objectively still very powerful. Almost reminding me of the same ferocity that we see in Nails or even modern Napalm Death. Mad props especially to fellow Canadian Brendan Murphy of Counterparts. His vocals on this thing are absolutely manic. I'd go as far as to say that this is one of his most incredible performances to date. However, I must stop short of calling the entire record truly incredible, because unfortunately the thing that makes it so powerful is the same thing that also almost cripples it in the end. The fact of the matter is, this album is so noisy, so big, so chaotic, that it genuinely becomes very overwhelming. Even in this record's most clear and transparent moments, it is still plastered in noise. It is still plastered in samples and weird tones and metallic grit. I even found that on very high volumes, not only did everything literally bleed into noise and chaos, but the audio itself began to actually clip. I've argued in the past that the noise element of grindcore should be treated the same way we treat grease on a fast food burger. We need to accept that it's going to be there because it's fast food. If you are looking for something more healthy and substantial, it's out there. But don't complain about grease if you are choosing to eat fast food. Well, unfortunately, this is a scenario where maybe I do have to complain a little bit, because it's just so greasy. Because the moment I bite into this grindcore fast food cheeseburger, it just oozes with fat, salt, and shit. All the individual components are amazing, you know? Maybe it's a perfectly cooked burger on a brioche bun with candied bacon and smoked cheddar and pickled vegetables. But unfortunately, it's still just too fucking greasy. Like, the grease is like running down my hands, and I don't have enough napkins to clean it up, and I'm gonna have to run to the washroom like this and fucking, you know, because there's just grease everywhere. I would give this album an enthusiastic yet cautious 3.5 out of 5. I thoroughly enjoyed this record. However, if you are coming into this thing somewhat alien to hardcore, to extreme music, to grindcore, it will prove to be a genuinely horrifying, overwhelming experience. This is truly for the veterans. This is truly for the masters. This is truly for the big boys who don't mind a little bit of grease. It's the reason they're big boys, you know what I mean? I still very much appreciate a lot of what The End does on this record. I will even say that Splinters from an Ever-Changing Face is one of the more musically flexible and open-minded grind records we've had in a long time. But in the future, I would definitely prefer a less greasy meal. At the very least, you guys gotta give me some more napkins. 3.5 out of 5. It ain't perfect, but it's great in all the areas where it needs to be great. It's brutal, it's chaotic, it's nasty as hell, at times even pretty intelligent, and I'm now very excited to see where this project continues to go in the future, if there is indeed another record in store. And that is it for the Metal Meltdown. I'm not an expert, nor do I claim to be, so what do you think? Do you like this record? Do you not like this record? And what do you want to hear from me next? And thank you for watching. Make sure you press subscribe right there so you get updates on the Metal Meltdown immediately, and you have yourself a fantastic fucking day.